That should have fixed it. That's done. Okay. Let's see. And yeah. Yeah, okay. Everything is good now. Okay. Oh no, he's here. And you can go away. Thank you. Oh god, that's blue. Yeah, sure. I can show you his face. Voila. I hope you had fun with that. Okay, so now that the technical issues have gotten out of the way, welcome everyone. This is my first work stream in a long time. I've been meaning to do this sooner, but opportunity never quite arose. But now I have this big boy to work on, and I am very excited. I've done a few things on him already. As you can see, I've applied some basic materials here and there. Chromed up his dome over here. So yeah, just gonna be working on this guy, and in general, if you guys have like any questions, whether about what I'm doing or just about the Lords of Nether in general, you can ask them in the chat and I'll get to them as I go. So yeah, here we go. There's my damn thing. Okay, there we are. Let's see. One of the first things I wanted to toy with. Okay, yeah, okay. No, he's not. He's not like the Horned Reaper at all. He is you, essentially, in the game. Well, one of 4 that you will be able to pick. Avatars, essentially. Oh, I got... Didn't get a notification for that. I think somebody followed us. But okay, well, thank you for the follow. I don't know where my notifications are for that, but oh well. Ah, hey, Kronos. Well, there's going to be an equivalent of... There's going to be an equivalent of the Horned Reaper, sort of, in the game. Oh, what have I done here? Is that me? No, that's... I don't think that's me. No, that's the metal. So this is low poly, okay. And it depends on the strength of Mordred, I suppose. Well, this is tier 3 armor Mordred, so you can kind of, well, not kind of, you can assume that this is Mordred at his highest level. So he would be pretty strong at this point, and he might be able to kill 1 or 2 of those guys. Depends, it's a little iffy. I mean, we'll have a lot of balancing to do on that front to make sure it's actually fun and the Lord is not too overpowered. Oh yeah, well, I mean, I can talk a bit about Mordred here at least, about his lore and his personality. There are some things that I can't like go fully into detail yet, or at least I don't want to go fully into detail yet, and some of these things might change. Let's see. First of all, I want to do something here. Okay. Okay. Where was it? There. Are you even taking that into account? It doesn't look like it's taking it into account very much. Well, that is terrible. Why is that so bad? That's the baked curvature, possibly. Okay, what if I... Okay. Do I have that? Curve for... That's not the right one. Oh, that's better. That's much better. Okay, thank you, Rebecca. That means I should probably do the same for the others. Sorry, hold on, let me catch up. Okay, that's a little delayed there. Wow, that is that is weird. Blackheart Games in itself does not have a website yet. We do own the domain, blackheartgames.com, but there is no website for the company itself. We have a site at I'm just gonna link it in the chat here. Oh, is it down? Oh yeah, it does seem to be down. Oh, that's... Oh. Okay, that happened overnight. Well, I'm gonna push that onto someone to fix later on. I don't know what that's about, but yeah, we do have a site. Well, it is currently down. Hurrah! Okay. Yeah. Well, no, I can assume that that does seem really odd. But I mean, it can't be a site with our name and all, because but that sounds really freaking weird. Because we do own the domain. At least it can't be the .com or whatever. Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, I don't know what the error is. I'm gonna ask Chris to look at that whenever he's around. This is T3-4, which would be... No, not this one. Not this one either. That one. How will this change things? Less than I thought. Okay. Okay. Strange that it didn't affect this so much. Maybe it's the curvature, or curve itself rather. Yeah, sure. I'm morbidly curious. Well, more so curious to know what the hell that is, and that it doesn't reflect on us, because maybe they're taking the company name, which I don't know. Like, we are registered with the Chamber of Commerce, but it's in the Netherlands, so I'm not sure how that whole thing works. Okay, so that would have affected this one. Wait, she did bake an AO for this, didn't she? Yeah, she did. No, I should be using those things. Oh, really. Is this the cloak? No, this is not the cloak. This is the cloak. Ah, that's better. Okay. Yeah, I should definitely put the AOs as well, because that'll affect... okay, cool. Then I'll check that out later off stream. Yes, indeed, Kronos, he is the martial focused character. It's a bit difficult for me to work and explain like his lore and stuff, so be patient with me. Trying to get everything where it needs to be. Okay. Yeah, I think. Faster. Okay. And well, did not seem to change anything, but that is very much the exact. Wait, is that the actual? I forget. It does seem to be. Well, I don't know. I thought that would change something, but I don't think it did. Oh no, wait, of course it didn't, because I was using the... Oh no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It is weird, so I appreciate you bringing it up. I have to look into it. Yeah, I could probably exclude most of this. Okay. Okay. Now here we are, and what we want is gold. That's a bit too much, perhaps. But first, very shiny. Not quite gold, actually. A bit more. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that helps. Yeah, that actually really accents it nicely. So let's see about the lore. It's not just that I am focused on it. I also have conjunctivitis, which is why I don't have my camera on, because ain't nobody got time for my swollen red ass eyes. So I'm a little bit tired and out of it. It's difficult to hey Zoexo. Display material, base color. Oh, that helps. Not a little bit. Okay, that shouldn't be here. Okay, let's do that. I'm a little confused here. Okay. Yeah, the concrete questions would help a lot better because then I can focus in on something like recounting his entire personality and lore is a bit of a... Still getting used to this new substance. Okay. Oh, and I'm stupid. Because of course I am. Okay. Is there a long campaign waiting in store for us with a good story? Zoaxo, essentially, we'll do our best to make that happen. That is the plan. We are going to be working towards that. We have many avenues of approach for it, whatever way development goes. But yeah, that is the general idea. What exact shape the campaign is going to take is a little bit under... Well, I wouldn't say debate, but it could change a little bit. Mostly because as the game becomes more and more fleshed out, it will kind of tell us what it would be more fun for it to be. The general idea of it should remain relatively the same in terms of like what the story kind of is, but how do I put this? There's two or maybe three schools of thought on how the campaign could progress, what its structure could be, and what the core elements of it are going to be. And it largely depends on how exactly some of the game loops feel and how it feels to do them over and over again. So we'll see based on that, essentially. Okay. Nope, that's the wrong one. It's good to be bad. That reminds me, I'm planning on eventually, after the update videos are out, to kind of start a bit of a let's play series of dungeon management games in general, like starting with Dungeon Keeper itself. I kind of want to... I've kind of deliberately not been playing any of those things, especially Dungeon Keeper, even though it's kind of my yearly tradition to replay it on my birthday. That does not... Okay, I guess it's just like that. Specifically for that reason. None of the lords are technically human anymore, and they haven't been for a very long time. They are essentially demigods of sorts. I mean, they basically are demigods, yeah. Essentially, well, I don't think I'm gonna spoil that bit of story element. I'm not gonna say what exactly they are, but I don't know if anybody's gonna remember by launch. But it is a bit of a... Wait, is it really a... Let me think. Is it an actual spoiler to know? Not. I guess not really, because it's kind of slowly introduced to you through the story. Yeah, you remember everything. I know that you're like a elephant coked up on rum. But okay, I won't spoil. I'm still not sure exactly how I'm going to introduce some of the elements of the story in the game, like in terms of whether some things will be more dramatic reveals or whether they will be more gradually uncovered, or whether they will be known from the beginning, because there are certain things about the world building that, you know, the lords are very integral to the world building, and their origins are kind of like in world they're not exactly a secret, though they might have more or less been forgotten because of religious doctrine, and like history is written by the victors, and certain details may have been omitted to the common folk. Though I'm not sure whether I will quite write that part that way. They did. Rumafund. Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, hello. Hello, Peter. Okay, let's see. Did the notification on Twitter go up and Facebook? I think it did. Yeah, I think I saw them. Kind of. I mean, kind of. Like, it's been, what, like 600-700 years, something along those lines. A lot of things become, lost, especially when record keeping is bad and most of humanity is kind of like just shreked. There's not a lot of record keepers left, and not a lot of records in general left to keep. So some things would have been passed down from word to mouth, some things would have been forgotten, some things that should not have been forgotten were lost. And what is this? I wonder. Hello. Okay, yeah, you're here. Are you a bone? You are not a bone. You're a gold. Okay. That explains that. Well, I can just paint ya. There we go. Very good. I don't know if it's American timing. I have no idea. Like, time zones are just a confusing mess in general. It's but the Twitter thing was also like I set something scheduled to be a reminder. As in, like, as soon as we went up, I scheduled stuff, so it also should notify people. But I also made a mistake and said it was CEST, and that apparently I'm stupid, you know, like because it's not CEST, it's CET, because it's 1 week until we're in summertime. Duh, silly me. Okay. So this is a bit better, but maybe a little bit overblown. It doesn't quite look like it matches the material here. So, okay. Yeet. White mask. And yeah, just like that. These guys also a little too much, maybe. Yeah. Well, happy long day. Yeah, I guess. I'm not sure if it is a long day, but. Actually, Dark Trillion. It's funny you say that because that is one of the main inspirations for him. Was a young tyke when I played that game for the first time, and definitely one of the more striking visual designs in the game for me. So that kind of stuck around with me. And granted, like this isn't his first design visually, but the original one still retained part of that. Yeah, the Hell Knights were definitely a massive inspiration for him. Hence where the horns come from, and the fact that there's 2 sets of them and they're all curved and stuff. Yeah. According to lore, these are bits of a dragon's horns. So he's got a bit of a thing for collecting stuff from notable enemies. Yeah, the Nether Lords are indeed. Let me catch up on these things. So Cronus, yeah, the Nether Lords are indeed very heavily opposed to each other. It didn't used to be that way, but you know, evil's a little fickle. So when they lost the first war, well. First of all, there was infighting even before the actual end. They were always very tenuous allies because they had their own goals and stuff. They didn't quite align with each other, and at the end, everyone kind of blames each other for the initial failure of their campaign. So they are now working with even more limited resources, and they are kind of just every man for himself, or lady. There's a ladies. Well, a lady. Will there be a Lord of the Land type hero boss as like a callback to DK? So first of all, Peter, Bad Wolf, we're not making DK. Let's be clear about that. So we're not going to like clone things. There are definitely callbacks. There are definitely callbacks to stuff like that. So there are some things that are going to be similar. Or fill a similar role or a niche, or maybe even have like slight visual similarities, just for the sake of having some fun with it and honoring where we come from. But to answer your question more directly, there are knights in the game, like good aligned knights. So they are quite similar to that Lord of the Land type of deal, because that's what the Lord of the Land actually was. Maybe I should do that a little bit less harshly. The Lord of the Land was a knight. So we do have a very similar concept in a sense. But if all goes well, we are going to have more unique bosses in the game than just that, and some of them are based on regular heroes that you encounter. So yeah, so that. Oh god, I'm really behind. Okay, let me catch up. Okay. Okay. Bobby Bite, hello, welcome. Is going to be the multiplayer just a side thing like another Dungeon Keeper clone, so there will be a certain level of focus on to add balance. So, okay, so Bobby, the primary focus of our development is the single player. However, we don't want to neglect multiplayer, so we will be looking into it. It will not come at the cost of single player ever. So if it will not be a continuous loop of balancing like something like StarCraft is. We will try and make it stable and fair as much as possible. We will maintain it. We will make sure that it is fun. But the focus is indeed single player. But again, that said, like we want to give it, give multiplayer the appropriate attention it deserves. So we don't want to neglect it either. Okay, are we going to be able to bully our friends in a 4-man free-for-all? I mean, depends on what you mean by bully, but I think so. There's gonna be some various strategies that you could use that could be considered pretty unpleasant. Okay, think siblings who were working together on a plan and then immediately blame each other. Yeah, that's basically it. Also, it's like they were all never agreeing with each other, and the only reason they worked with each other is because they were up against something way bigger than themselves. I mean, they are now as well, but now they have even less patience for each other. Lord of the Land was a solid knight design, and that's good to know that there will be knights. Yeah, okay. One of the new features added to Evil Genius 2 is the ability to add dirt back to a room. You no longer need, so you can reshape it, which I really love. Will this possibility be a feature of Lords of Nether? Dark Trillion, that is something that was very much in my initial design document for Lords of Nether, so it's still a feature that's in the back of my mind when we get a little more dev time. We need to balance it very carefully, but I will be pushing to get it in there. No, there is a lady. Pronunciation is important, indeed. Lady. Well, she's also a Nether Lord, but she's a mistress of stuff. So, it's, you know. I know it's still early days, but will there be a map editor with a Steam Workshop? Yeah. So another answered your question right there. I'm going to elaborate on it a bit more. Not just an editor. But we are going to give the audience the exact editor, the exact tools that we use to build the campaign and multiplayer levels ourselves. As in, you will be able to make like complex stuff like scripting and so on. It'll be a full-on editor, like kind of a mini engine of sorts. Depending on how far we can take it, you might be able to have a lot of capability of custom content, but you know, I'm not gonna overhype it just yet, because I don't know exactly where it will end up being. So we'll see. Anyone who knows me from a few knows how excited I am. Yeah, but I mean, I am literally asking you to break it. So I think this is a little bit not quite right. Okay. Looks like it should be, but that crease is a little bit higher on the thing. And then I think that becomes correct. Oh. Bad Wolf, it's not going to be like we give you you know, just C# or whatever to program with. We're not going to necessarily do that, but we're going to create a relatively simple but flexible tools. It'll kind of be like there's a word for it, but I can't quite. It doesn't come to my mind. A system of utilities. Think of it as a. Oh well, I can't think of it. Yeah, kind of like visual scripting. Yeah, a lot like that. I never used the War for the Overworld editor, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. I mean, yeah. Where the hell is he though? Cause yeah. Oh, well. One second. I'm sure he'll be happy to talk about that. I don't think scope is important, especially so early in development, but will you also have elite creatures which require special room layouts similar to DK2? If not, could this potentially be added with modding community later? So Dark Trillion, our plans, a bit hesitant to talk about them now, but our plans, should we be able to go as far as we want to, because you know, budget, time, that sort of thing, involve a champion system in which you don't lure elites to your dungeon with special layouts, etc. But rather, once one of your units has achieved maximum experience level, and maybe some other requirements are met, but for now it's just that. Once they've done that, you can essentially grant them a measure of your power and turn them into champions that can follow you through the campaign. Of course, if they die permanently, well, they are lost unless you can find the means to bring them back. Yeah, you essentially kind of uplift creatures from your own ranks. So, like, let's say you really like that one goblin that killed a bunch of dwarfs or some shit like that, and you're really happy with him, and he gets to be level 10, and you're like, I'm gonna make you into a special goblin. And you make him into a special goblin, and he gets special gear, and he gets to train to a higher level and attain some new powers. And he gets to be your little goblin lieutenant. So that's kind of the plan right now. The various means have an elite or leader, but you won't acquire them via fancy run patterns, at least in the campaign. Yeah, that is indeed the case. Not exactly leaders. Like, there used to be... we had a different system for the elites. They used to be more like characters that you find through the campaign, but I found that on review a little bit boring. Also too asset intensive, would have cost too much money to just make completely unique models and everything and give them a whole thing. Plus, it would really not be the sort of thing, like, you wouldn't be as attached to them as you would be if you brought them out from your own ranks. Zoaxo, no. there will be there will be no disco song. The Lords of Nether Stone is different. It's not Dungeon Keeper. It's a little more serious in a way. Think a little bit more Diablo meets Dungeon Keeper rather than full-on Dungeon Keeper. Okay, can you? Okay, let me catch community later. The various yes. It would be funny gimmick if you had trolls or strolled other creatures and annoyed them in your dungeon. Sometimes it can break out into fighting. Okay, so like not trolls. Trolls are usually more solitary creatures in our lore, and they're females even less so to everyone's joy. But there are going to be complex interactions between creatures. Certain creatures will have ways of dealing with stress that might not necessarily be loved by others, such as the hag. The hag, when she is in a bad mood, she's going to go around and curse people, and sometimes even if she's not necessarily in a bad mood. And following traditional folklore, hags are very much not fond of anything pure, pretty, or innocent. So if you have something like that, either in your prison or in your converts, in your own forces, think of them as a lightning rod for all of the hate. So can you equip individual creatures with gear that buffs them? Lord Sandler, I think I'm reading that right. The system behind equipment is a little bit in design right now. There are visually distinct tiers, like you will see every creature here, including the lords. I'm not gonna, you're not seeing this. This is old hag art, so I'm gonna do something different. What is well, let's go with Mordred. We're looking at them anyway. So as you can see, this also applies to minions of all shapes and colors. They come in 3 tiers of gear. We went through a couple of different, how would I put this, phases of how we wanted this to go. One was they just improve visually to signify that they're stronger in power, but I wasn't really satisfied with that. We had a few other ideas. Now I think what I'm going to go with in the end is that you have to actually forge equipment, and when the units reach the requisite experience rank to wear that equipment, they will just go and grab a piece of gear and they will upgrade themselves. So you have to make sure that you spend your gold on better equipment for them. So it's not exactly like an in-depth like RPG going in and like, oh, this one gets a spear and a shield and this one gets a sword and whatever. That's too, like, that's ridiculous and frankly unnecessary. It's too much work, too much depth that honestly at some point will just irritate people. Like imagine losing a whole horde of like stuff and then you have to go back in and like do it again. Like you have to equip everything again from scratch. That's like 30 minions or something like that. But having a more automatic approach to it, which you are managing, because that's like at the core of it, Lords of Nether is a management game. So you have an aspect to manage, which is making sure that you've forged enough gear, which is like a standard like resource type thing that you exchange gold for. And then like if you have that, then once your minion has trained, then they'll just go grab and do the gear. Okay. I'm too slow in answering these. I rant too much. Dark Trillion. I'm more excited for this game than anything I've seen for years. Are you going to have a Kickstarter Indiegogo campaign so that I can throw lots of money at you all? Yes. We are indeed going to have a Kickstarter campaign. It was well, we've been through this road a few times, but it was scheduled initially for this April, but the timeline will not work out because even though the game will be in a pretty good state for us to launch a public demo, we will not be prepared with everything else that the Kickstarter campaign requires. Like having figured out like our reward tiers, having contacted manufacturer. It's a lot of work. It's just a lot of work, and we need more time to get it done. And as a bonus, in that time, we get to make the game even better, so that there's an even better demo that's more representative of what we want to do. There you go. You're going. So thank you for the enthusiasm and the support. That's really appreciated. So stay tuned. The current idea is somewhere in the beginning of next year. We should be ready with it then, but we want to play this more by ear. I don't want to make any concrete promises. This game is happening either way. Whether the process is faster or slower, but I'm pretty confident about it. So we'll see how everything goes. Disco song, no. We will launch a Kickstarter when we have showcase. Well, yeah, that's basically indeed. That's a better way to say it. I should really stop talking about like times. Thank you, Benita. Just listen to Benita. Don't listen to me. Any undead plans for a minion? None whatsoever, and that's enough. Okay, that is fantastic news. Please post about it on your socials so I can sign up right away. Oh, okay. Well, the answer was the question was answered long before I got to it because I am slow. Yeah, we will make sure that everybody on the planet knows when we're coming close to Kickstarter. We have ad campaigns to run, all sorts of stuff like that. So we'll see exactly how it goes. Have you got time to hear about our Lord and Savior Charon? Hey, well, he's been announced, so I can just straight up show him, even if the design might change a little bit. But there he is. There he is. He's a lovely skele boy. Skinny. He hasn't eaten his dinner in a while, but he's going strong. You know, going strong. Okay, so or how about when you dig, you can be lucky to find an ancient chest or something with a piece of gear inside it, like question mark boxes in DK. Lord of Sandler, we are planning on exploration being a big part of the underworld. It's not going to be like in some other games where you know the underworld is quite of a static thing and there's not much to find there. It's going to be just about as heavy on exploration as the overworld, the difference being that you can actually build and excavate and manipulate the underworld, and the overworld serves more as an adventure map. So yeah, there will be things that you will have to find. Some of them might be boons, some of them might be other stuff. You know, there's a lot of stuff that we have planned, but we'll solidify them more over time. Okay, no, but I'm already a fan. You have good taste. Charon is the best. I'm the ultimate undead fanboy. So if I didn't have undead in this game, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. What fantasy period is this based on? I guess Western Europe fantasy period. Yeah, kind of. There's a mix and match of a lot of different styles, periods, and so on. Western Europe medieval fantasy is what I would generally kind of put it into, even though that's a bit of a vague thing. There is some Germanic influences here and there. in how some factions are built. If we get to do a lot of other stuff, there's gonna be more regional focuses. We will see. We will see. There's a lot. Arthurian Old Britannia, like kinda that sort of stuff. I want to throw money at you guys as well. Thank you. Very, very much appreciate it. Dark Tree, and when it's ready, is the best policy, and I applaud you for it. Yeah, thank you. I know that a lot of people online get impatient with stuff. I have to be very careful about talking about dates of any sort and promising anything like that, because especially in our case, it doesn't really work like that. It's not as simple because we're not doing this full time at the moment. It's like everything you see that you will see, especially when we can showcase the game in its current state again. We have built entirely in our free time, so we've dedicated a lot of time, a lot of passion, and we're not stopping with this anytime soon. Read ever until it's done. But the point is, yeah, it's ready when it's ready. So expect to see Stonehenges. There is something planned in the game that's kind of like that. But again, if we get to go with the full extent of what we want, there will be regions. So that's all I'm gonna say about that, and so on. Among Us. Well, maybe not Among Us, but Monkey might not be. Oh no, it's my mummies and zombies and skellies and ghosts. No mummies, no mummies. There will be other things, but you're mostly on point. Mostly on point. And if we get to make expansions, there will be some more exciting undead on the way. But yeah. Well, it wouldn't be me if there wasn't a lich in the mix. Morgana. Yeah, no, Morgana is... I mean, I've already unofficially revealed her, but you don't know what the art is gonna look like, so, you know, whatever. When I get to it, I get to it. Other than shamelessly ripping it from this stream, will this art be available to download? Yeah, okay, she answered that. It's on our Discord. It's also on the site when the site is up, which I don't know why it's not right now. It's probably just some error. I played the Dungeons 4 beta, can't say anything due to NDA, but it's a big improvement on Dungeons 3. Well, I'm looking forward to trying it. It doesn't quite scratch my itch, really. It's not exactly what I want out of this type of game. There's not much in the way of actually doing any management in it, but on its own, it's a fine enough game. The only thing that really bugs me specifically, and this is very much my own personal opinion, is the narration. And you know, I've talked to them about this. I've talked to Realmforge about this, and they're like, "Well, yeah, well, everyone has kind of like their own opinion about it. Some people really like it, and some people don't. It's kind of like Marmite, and then that's completely fair." But I am looking forward to seeing what it's like. Dungeons 3 definitely was an improvement on 2. It came more into its own, which I am more of a proponent of in general. Many people rag on Dungeons 1, and I think it had a great set of ideas going for it, but it made a lot of miscalculations in the way it marketed itself. It very much marketed itself to the Dungeon Keeper crowd and made them expect that, which it was not that. So that was a bit of a problem, self-inflicted there. And there was execution on some of those great ideas that was not quite, great. So the more you played the game, the more it kind of dragged on. But I do still like the concept of Dungeons 1, and I do kind of want to replay it, at least like the first section, because I really loved the fight with the Zombie King. It's yeah, it's very. It struck me as a kid. Let's see. I'm so far behind. I'm gonna just try and be a little bit faster about this. Shamelessly get the link. Okay, yeah. No, well, he beat you to it. Will there be a world map? Kind of, yeah. This is planned, but again, we have to see how everything takes shape. Thanks, Larry. You're welcome. Just the original. Okay, so the evil hand is still a thing, right? A good slap every now and then is the spice of life. Toy? No, not really. It's not. You are not playing a god in Lords of Nether. You are playing a demigod. You have a physical presence in the world. You don't get to pick things up magically and slap them around and do whatever. As much fun as the slapping was, the hand was a massive limitation for the potential of what Dungeon Keeper could be, in my opinion. Because it was essentially a crutch. Whenever something went wrong, you can just immediately use the hand to just solve all your problems, and it kind of turned gameplay very stale. Combat is an absolute nightmare in Dungeon Keeper. Easily the worst part of the game aside from the original AI. So what we're aiming with Dungeon Keeper, sorry, my brain is not in a great condition right now. What we're aiming with Lords of Nether is for something that is more tactical and requires more management and thought on your part. Creatures have their own lives, but they're also smarter. Well, they will be. And they get to kind of make their own decisions. You act as a commander in general. You get to give them orders, but it's kind of up to them how to go about those orders, or even whether to go about them at all if they feel like it, depending on what you've done or what you're trying to do. It's gonna be a lot of stuff. It's impossible for me to really condense it that much outside of, like, yeah, you have control over them, but it's not quite as direct as an RTS. It is like you can select them, you can tell them to go places to kill stuff, but there's a lot more going on in the actual execution of those things. Still too limited supply on the underworld. Kind of. If budget is an issue, I would recommend you guys to put some kind of support line. I'm sure there are many who want to help game prosper. I will gladly donate. Oh, that's really really reassuring. Thank you. We might think about something like that later on, like a Patreon of some sort. Maybe through that, like, we can offer some nice rewards, inside looks, or parts of the development in some way, shape, or form. That is an idea in the back of our heads, and we'll probably explore it a bit more. If you get enough moolah, you can get Richard Ridings to come along for the long ride. Yeah, no thank you. No offense to Richard Ridings, but again, we're not trying to capture just a nostalgia here. We're making our own thing. It's inspired by Dungeon Keeper, but we very much want it to be our own thing. We want to respect and call back to the thing that inspired us, but we're not making a clone here, and we're not going to use an enormous amount of our budget to have Richard Ridings come along and voice something. It's amazing how the Dungeons franchise survived after the first game. Well, yeah, I mean, kudos to them. You know, like they've done pretty well. I would have liked if they explored the original concept that much, but a bit more. But I understand why they didn't, considering the feedback, if we want to call it that in civilized terms. Love that Dungeon Keeper crowd is still a thing. Kudos to old Bullfrog. I mean, it's I still play it to this game. It's iconic. To me, it set down a bit of a subgenre within a genre. I mean, Molyneux kind of created God games to begin with, and within that, like, Dungeon Keeper was a bit less of a God game, but still close to one. It was a subgenre of dungeon management games, which is still very much a thing. I'm not doing a lot of work on this guy while I'm answering so much stuff from the community. Not that I mind. It was just funny. Let me see. But I am very happy to see so many people and so much enthusiasm for what we're doing. So don't mind me. He does look good without legs. Maybe you get Wraith form Mordred someday. I don't know. Perhaps you can make him in a genie. Yes. Well, it's not a genie. That would be an Ifrit. Actually. Red Hand of Evil. There has been talk about having eye pokes instead of slaps. That's you. That's you who has been doing the talk. Don't be disingenuous. Yeah. But his shoes are glorious. They are glorious. They're nice and pointy. I spent too much time magically picking things up and slapping them in reality. I want Lords of Nether to be an escapist fantasy. Okay. I'm not sure what that refers to exactly, but I have questions. I never slapped all of my creatures in DK thinking about it. Well, the thing about the slap is that I think it was there more for the player's own interaction, because there wasn't really that much to do in downtime, because it's an unnecessary mechanic. All it does is arbitrarily create like a slowdown in creatures' productivities, and you slap them in order to increase it. But if that wasn't there, you wouldn't need to slap them to increase it. If they already worked at their full capacity, you wouldn't need to do that. So it's there mostly as a gimmick, kind of to make you feel like, oh, the bad guy, like I'm abusing my minions and stuff, which is fine. It's fun. It's cool. But it's not enough to make us put the hand in there for all the things that detracts. Could we compromise and include spanking? I don't know about that, but we'll see. We'll put it in the list, in the pile of Kark suggestions. How about shin kicking? Creature feeling matter. Remember Empire? Even I forgot that game existed. I remember Empire. I played it for a while. Again, it had some nice ideas, but it doesn't leave that much of an impression to me overall. Oh, I'm almost at the... Okay, there we go. Will creatures have morale and abandon their masters if they aren't happy, or fight harder if they have devotion to him, her, it? Yes, in a sense. Well, they have morale is a different thing. Morale is more regarding combat, but those systems still need to be fully fleshed out. Generally, a creature will have happiness, well, a mood, and it will be affected by various different factors in game, like too numerous to mention, but like food, sleep, that sort of stuff, and a bunch more stuff. And their mood can increase or decrease based on the things you do or provide or put them through. And if you let their mood get too low, eventually they can go into an angry state, which, unhappy and angry, every creature has kind of their own different way of dealing with that. But the ultimate thing is, like, some of them might rebel, some of them might just leave. It's a whole thing. You have to actually manage your creatures and make sure that they are happy, essentially. Can you paint the blood jewel? I sat there and well, for that I'm going to have to do something else. Bear with me while I the kobold is the worker of Lords of Nether. He's right here. And he's going to be one of the next things that we work on. There is currently a model for him in game, but it's old and unoptimized, and it doesn't look like this. This is from our generation 2.0. when we decided to redesign our characters because the old ones were quite bland and didn't really have much of an art style. So this is when I kind of started going wild and adding bits and bobs and changing stuff and being much more deliberate with the things that I do. Let me see where... work files, Substance Painter. Now, which one had a thing? If that even... Yeah, well, I mean, I guess... I know the Warlock did, but it's not in here. Strange. Okay. Is the Soulstone here? I do not see it here. Okay, let's try this then. Why aren't those things here? Wait. Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah, perfect. There they are. Why am I? Okay. Your ex-mother-in-law, what? Yeah. Adorable. Kobold adorable. Okay, so I need to make a thing out of this one. It's a fill. Okay, that's great. So I make gemstone. Oops, that's... I made a meme. Gemstone. Okay. My eyes. Okay. Create smart material. Alright. Oh, I'm stupid. Destroy it. Delete. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Favorite. Very good. File. Open. Discard. My poor eyes. Still need to mine gold and gems. Yes, you very much need to give it a moment until it dejanks. You very much need to mine your riches. Well, you don't have to just mine them. There will be other ways to get them, but one of the main ways that you gain stuff, the main way you gain riches, is by mining them out. Did this properly save? Because, yeah, I saved it, so it shouldn't have done any stupid things. I see my changes. Good, okay. I just don't remember unhiding these, but alright. I'm going to assume you're talking about Diablo here. Yeah. Well, you know, it works out for some people. Like Adria turned into a demon, so I guess she's kind of immortal now or something. I don't know. Didn't really care for Diablo 3 and its I'm going to put the biggest quotation marks in history here, story. Oh, he's so shiny and chrome. Ruby Mordred. This is great. Okay, I'm gonna need to tweak this. Yeah, okay. Yeah, jamming it into your body is like the only way to deal with soulstones, really. In my experience and my good friend the Wanderer's case, he says it's great, you know. So, yeah. Jam soul stones into your bodies, kids. It'll go great. Okay. Yeah, we do know the truth about the cows. That is the case. Okay. Where are you coming from? No, it's not the scratches. It's part of this the rim light. Underglow. Ectoplasm. Underglow. Color shift. Yeah. I don't need you. I don't need you. You don't know me. Well, I'm basically just turning it into a base color now with some scratches, which aren't even visible. Can I tile these? Ooh. Okay. Alright, a bit less. Okay. That'll work. Base color goes dark. Alright. And duplicate. Where are you? There it is. Okay. I give you this. Okay. Why? Oh wait, I'm stupid. That's why. Okay, no. Yeah, it's not the flow though. It's been too long since I did this stuff. Even less, thank you. It's really finicky. Let me remember. Mordu. Yeah, you kind of have like a thing going on here. Alright. So it has to be the entire. That's a bit better. Can you, for a second, go away? Yeah. Is this too much? It's just right. It's supposed to be a bit bigger, but that'll do. Yeah. Let me catch up. Gymnastic cheat. That's because I just gymnastic cheat confirmed. The Wanderer jamming the soulstone into his head was the first. Tony Stark changed my mind. Yeah, kinda. Yeah, when you think about it, just well, different reasons, like different motivations, I guess. Like Stark did it to keep himself alive. If we're following the movies, the Marvel Cinematic, whatever it is nowadays. While what's his name? I forget what Diablo 3 decided to call him. He did it for like the reason to contain Diablo, but yeah, obviously he was being manipulated by Diablo this entire time and slowly broken down over the duration of his thing in order to actually become the next host. Like, it was all actually Diablo's intention to do that. What's the poly limit for creatures? I assume there's a higher limit for the lords. Yeah, the lords are quite high. I forget the exact limit. Zarin would know that. For creatures we went a fair bit lower, obviously, but lords are big boys. You'll see here. But he's still very well optimized. Really, she did a great job with it. So this is quite, and like a lot of polys that are not visible will go away. Like they are mostly there for reference purposes and like the 3D artists building of the thing and the animators. But once those things are done, like we can just straight up just delete some geometry and reduce the strain on any machines. The real question is, if we click the blood gem, can it be activated? If so, what does it do? Well, to click the blood gem, you would have to get past Mordred. So, do at your own peril. Mordred action figure will speak 1 of 3 recorded lines for all your world domination needs. Yeah, okay, fair. So we're doing action figures. I mean, we might do 3D prints for the Kickstarter, so why not? Why not just put a voice box into them? How hard could it possibly be? I'm still trying to get my hands on a horny action figure. Remember, life-sized one on eBay for 20k, but that was out of my price range. 20k? Are you for real? You just hire a 3D artist to make a model of the thing and just 3D print it. Like, that's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, gems here. That looks nice. Should I add a little bit of emission to that gem? It is a magical element of his design, so if I do, I have to add it on a different layer though, because this one's already a lot. Duplicate. Is black mask. But here, color, height, roughness, middle, normal, and no, stop being stupid. There we are. Okay. Emissive. Oh. Well. Okay. One second. Oh god. My eyes are not having fun with this thing. Okay. Let me switch back to the thing, and I'm still trying to get my hands on. Oh yeah, okay, so nothing new. Alright. Okay, where was I? I did a bit of gem stuff. This stuff, I kind of want to do a little bit more here. Okay, but should I do that first or yeah? Okay, let me just. There's a bunch of things that I want to do, need to do. Let's see. Yeah, oh, it's all part of it. Okay. Fill layer. Yes. White Mordred. Yeah. White gold Mordred. Looks pretty sick. Not gonna lie. When GW approves them for painting, we can you can have your own line of space Mordreds that you can paint. Space Primaris Mordreds. Legally have to say not actually true. We are not in any way affiliated with GW. Oh, I mean, like, this sort of stuff is possible. There's a paint material somewhere around, but like I'm sure, like you can make stuff chipped. Yeah, steel paint. Like here we are, or this one even more. Yeah, like this. Yeah. Hey, red Mordred. Coordinate, mega coordinate Mordred. Let's make him into a corn boy. Yeah. And how do we do the paint here? There's probably a mask editor. I'm just fucking around at this point. Curvature. No, that's definitely the position, gradient, thickness. Oh, kind of cool. But I'm not sure how I... Yeah, global balance maybe? Yeah, that's a little specific about what it wants to do. Oh, because the contrast is probably too high. Yeah, but I do not like how it's decided to take this. Curvature. It will just mess with this more. If we did the ambient occlusion. Oh well. Yeah, I'm sure you approve. Yeah. Iron Warriors are quite an aesthetic. Okay, enough of that. Black mask. Oh no, that's the wrong thing. And a generator. Okay. You again. Right. This still works better than the other thing. I don't know why. I don't know why we can't just have things that work better. Okay. And the contrast can be a little bit less. Sort of. And now we make it all metal. That's pretty metal. And color. Yeah. Oh, that's already instantly better. Definition. Yeah, that helps. It's one of the big things that I want to do. Ooh. Oh, the hand's definitely starting to look more... yeah, they look so good. More will be done to clean them up a little bit. Oh, it's looking nice. And there will have to be another metal that I use here and here and on the more open areas. There's a lot of things I need to do by hand in this stuff. Because I kind of like to give it this sort of... What was sick? I missed it. Yeah, actually, our 3D modeler, Zeren, she kind of modeled them a bit after Sauron's, so that's a little bit of where the influence is there, especially like here in the pointy bits. So they like sometimes we get some idea during the thing, and in this case it was her initiative to change them from what I had here, which was these ones, which in hindsight, yeah, they're way too puny, and she suggested we move on to these, and yeah, in hindsight this is a much better thing than what I had for him. They definitely kind of balance the form a bit more, make them look more imposing. And I previously had nubbins there, so that wasn't gonna look very good. Yeah. To explain, please, in general chat in your Discord. Okay, what? Oh, well, that's a little extreme, but yeah, I guess. Oops, wrong thing. Oop, that's Steam. If anybody wants to screenshot all my stuff. All right, where am I? I'm here. No. But, yeah, okay. I don't know where. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, no, it's really great. Oh, I'm not now. I'm responding to to our 3D modeler in the Discord. But yeah, it really does. The highlights work great now. Because you did a great job on the curvature. I was wondering earlier why some things weren't going so well. It's because I wasn't using your curvature. I was using some inbuilt thing, but because I forgot it was in the texture set. It was the baked thing that it does. I need to make sure that I think I went through and added all of them. But yeah. No, that's something that I really appreciate, because I have to do less work to fix things, especially it just works. It looks fucking sick. Just look. I can just do this. Bam, 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 bam. That's so much work that is saved for me. Like, ugh, it's insane. Yeah, this is what I wanted to bring up. Okay, fine. Pelt is missing. Like, there it is. Are you happy? There's a skinned werewolf for you. Enjoy. You sadist. A corn-dread skin. I bet you do, but at that point, I think we're liable to attract attention of the unwanted variety. Ooh, and it does this. That is so great. Oh my god, that is so great. Call me out. I'm gonna do what I want. Hello, I'm lurking. Oh, hey, Chris. We've already been through this face reveal. It's not the right one. There he is. There's your face reveal. I can't remove this. I psyched you out. Oh, did this go over the metal as well? No. No, it didn't. Okay. So yeah, it does go over that. It's very helpful. Not being too productive, but you know. And I can also go in here and add the same thing. Yeah, Mordred does not look so great under the wrappings and everything in terms of lore wise. Like, he does look great, according to Zeren. I believe he was quite handsome or something. I don't know. I don't remember. But lore wise, is not good to look at. He went through some stuff, let's just say. Okay, black mask, and just do work data generator. Okay, yay. Okay. Ah. Okay. So now I do this and the darken color. So great, just so great. Subtle if you're doing it bit by bit, but it does so much work, so much heavy lifting, it's insane. Some cases I have to. Oh, let me see. Okay. I hate games that make you take off your helmet for cutscenes. Yeah, that is. Yeah. I mean, like, I've chosen to look a certain way, you know, I just want to look a certain way. It's something I really appreciated, believe it or not, in the MMO, The Old Republic, is like when I got to make my Sith look ridiculously fucking badass in my terms, which is usually more subdued than, you know, being an absolute cartoon villain. Like, he just looked that way in cutscenes. Like, they didn't take any gear off of him or whatever. Like, he just, like, he was there with his hood and his respirator and his whole thing, and just like menacing people around him. And there was some cutscenes that looked incredibly good because of that. So it's like, yeah. When you said that the lords were once human, was one human long ago, or more like demigods. That got me really hyped about the lore for some reason. Can't wait for the background story for that. How they fell, became evil. Yeah, it's like Chris says, biased opinion here, but I am personally really really happy with some of the stuff that I've written. Does this affect? No, it doesn't. But there's just too much highlights here currently. Maybe I can subdue this a bit more. Yeah, it's okay. There's some tragic stuff in there. There's some, like, mostly what I try to do is make things kind of understandable from a human point of view, because they were human and they carried over a lot of that in their demigod state, and that caused problems. So yeah. Okay, that's more subdued. I prefer this. Oops. Yeah, that's better. Still there, but a little bit less in your face, especially from a distance. Oh, and get a bit of a view from game perspective here. So nice. Still have a lot of things to do though, in shaping stuff. Yeah, this whole thing's gonna have to be more specific. Clean, brighten some stuff. There's a lot of gradients that I have to put into this thing. Speaking of just stuff that I can do right now, maybe. But please don't spoil. Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil stuff. I'm trying hard not to. I'm sorry if I missed the answer, but will we be able to customize the color of our lords, or is that function of his level? No, you will not be able to customize the color of our lord of you. the color of our lord. The color of your lord. Perhaps outside of multiplayer, there might be like. In multiplayer, they may and probably will grab some team colors, but I need to think a bit more on how to design that specifically. Lord customization is not so much of a thing. It's outside of our scope currently. Wait until the later content they ruin it. I was thinking of that exact game. Yeah, I've heard that it hasn't continued on so well. With Vitiate and his arc and everything. Yeah. The collector's edition and the game played it a lot. Yeah, I really used to like it. Like the cutscenes for the Sith in Hoth, like for the Sith warrior in Hoth, were some of my favorite stuff. Yeah, considering team color for multiplayer currently, but otherwise they all have distinct colors that they're associated with. Yep, the color of the Lord kind of ties into his Lord, his lore a bit, his associations. Orange goes more for Belial because he's an angry boy and got a lot of fire going on, but his cloak is more between orange and red. Which may cause a slight confusion here, but we're gonna have to think about that a little bit more. We'll be able to rewatch the stream tomorrow. Yeah, I will save it as a VOD. Well, it will be saved automatically as a VOD, and I will download it. And I will put it on YouTube eventually. Not tonight because I am wrecked. I'm just very, very tired, and this conjunctivitis is really kicking it out of me. But you will be. I will make sure that it is immortalized along with the future stuff that we do on YouTube, so that we have more stuff there for people to interact with, to look at. Mordred's color is definitely red because he's also associated with blood. Yep. Yeah, very much. It was the spilling of soup. Yeah, mostly tomato soup. What else do I do that is not too intensive right now? God, I wish I could. Okay, we need to talk about this thing because it bothers me. Maybe there's a way to fix it, because maybe it's just Substance Painter that's being dumb about it. Because it looks like it's Substance Painter being dumb about it. Don't know if that's something I can fix in here. Maybe it'll be gone once we just go in the... so long as we don't use things like normals export from here. Substance can be weird about some things for no reason. Because it's got a bit of a different render. Okay, well, let's try something stupid. I don't know if I should be doing this on stream because this is a delicate operation, but oh well. This is also going to be a nightmare though, because of the probably better doing this in Photoshop, but Yeah, that's a running theory. Let's see. I need here. I need opacity. Okay. Mordufer, and he has his stuff. So how do I do this exactly? What was the deal? It's been so long. Preset layer, add fill layer. Well, this one has nothing except opacity, and I can make like that. Okay. And white mask. Unfortunately, this is gonna do a lot of weird shit, so let's see if it actually works. Oh, it does not. Okay. I'm not gonna be able to paint it in here, am I? Probably because it's multiple different meshes. So I will have to make this separately somehow. Maybe Photoshop? Yeah, I guess it will have to remain here for now. Okay. Yeah, I assume even regular painting will not work on that, right? Like, color will not work, so it's not that I'm messing up. Just a layer. Oh, it does. Not effectively because it's multiple meshes and it's spazzing out. But it does work, so I don't know why it wasn't working before. Oh well. Can't be done in here anyway. Okay. Yeah, abnormal maps. Think I'm gonna... Oh yeah, I wanted to do something else. Let's see. Which part is the... Okay. So everything leather related is on this layer, except for the body. This is good. Okay, then we go here. And sec. Okay. Let's see. For now, I'm going to use one of the basic ass materials here, but let's see which one. Half grain. I'm pretty sure these are gonna be too much. Well, let's see. That's a bit too stylized. I mean, I could have. Oh, actually, that does have some nice stuff to it. Okay, let's begin here. What do you have? Too much stuff for what you're doing, I think. Yeah, okay. Where is Mordu? It's a pretty dark color you've got on your leather there. Yeah, more like that. Definitely more like... Ooh! Yeah, that's looking better. Okay. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Yeah. You. And you guys are already part of the party, right? Yeah, okay. And you. Yeah. Very good. Still working without symmetry on, which, you know, good thing I didn't paint anything. And you guys. Sorta. Okay. Zack, 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 zack. Zack, 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 zack. I'm gonna have to paint this one. Yeah. Oh. Dumbass. Wait, is it not working now? Wait. Because of that. Yeah. Nice. Oh, I forgot these guys. Well, let me first. They're the same thing, right? Yeah, they're mirrored. Okay. Also got these guys because they're part of the thing. And yeah, oh, that's clever. Nice. So by UV Island then. Yeah. Because they're on different things. Okay, that saved me a lot of work. Should have just done that. Well done, Zarin. Anything else? Oh yeah, these guys. Not that they make a lot of sense, but yeah. Oh yeah, of course. These would be. Well, no, that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. Let me see. Those all look like really expensive chocolates. Love that Mordred is wearing his required flair. Adobe should do like themed chocolate collection shaped like the test mesh. Look like different materials. But yeah, I don't eat sugar anymore, but yeah. Chocolate matte. You guys. Let's see. Now I need to do some stuff. Okay. Now Mordu here has a bit more of a pale tone to this, which I'm going to be doing by hand. I suppose, unless I can really... let's try first and then we'll see if it's not good enough. Because I do kind of want to give it a little bit of my own flair. Okay. So, old reliable over here. Just be surprised how much heavy lifting it does. It's not too bad, but if I... it's a bit crude. The color is, I think, more right. 3D translates. But problem is, it doesn't quite work the same for everything, so maybe it needs to be more yellow. Kinda, yeah. Some things at least. Yeah, no, she put a lot of effort into it. Did I even put that here? I didn't even put that here. Like that was her own initiative that she did there, and it looks fantastic. We have a similar thing going on in the goblin. He also has stitching, although I think I had to paint that, but I'm not sure. Maybe I didn't. Oh, my eyes. Yeah, these look good. This is okay. Ah, yes. Okay, so okay, let's take this for now. Okay. Make smart man out of it. I shouldn't have done that. Hold on. Stupid. Remove the mask is, yeah. Remove. Still detailing on it could be better, but I will work on that later. It is very chocolatey indeed. Create smart material. Okay. Shared body. There we go. Alright, so you guys, this thing has a lot of materials. This I don't need. No, I don't need that one either. Oh, that one. Later. Not right now. Oh, damn, that instantly works. Okay. UV islands then. Right. Yeah. That's not part of this. Yep. Perfect. Well. Very nice. This is not how slow I normally work. Like I'm faster, but this conjunctivitis is really taking it out of me. Also, I am relearning a lot of things because I haven't textured in a long time. But I'm having a lot of fun with this guy. So it's kind of hard for me not to stop and just stare at stuff or just experiment with stuff. What is the color of, well, it's just about the same. there's not really much point in changing that. Like, if I made it too bright, it would detract too much. Though this could use more variation and less. I need to head off, but thank you for this wonderful stream. I look forward to seeing more in the future. Keep the amazing work. Thanks, Dark Trillion. Thanks for coming along. Glad you came. Glad for all the questions and stuff. It was fun talking to you. And yeah, we'll definitely keep the community much more up to date as we go forward. I think I might end the stream soon as well. I said it would be around 9. And the conjunctivitis is really getting me tired, so I think I might also cut it here. Yeah, I'll be working on him more off camera, but when I get some more work done on him, I'll make another stream somewhere this week and we can pick up from there. Yeah, so I think that's gonna be it. That's officially 2 hours on the dot, except for the little error at the beginning. So thank you everyone for coming. Glad to have you. Thanks for being here. And I will see you guys soon. Bye bye.